Well, I just discovered another revolting development. You know, when this thing kicked back and busted that starter, it did some more damage that I was not aware of. But look at this. See that tooth, or lack thereof? That's a fresh break. Yep, that's not good. So I suppose at some point, you know, that's gonna have to be taken out. That's all right. I know how to do it. Done it before.
Hey, welcome to Rat Rodding. My name's Welding Wire, and don't ever do what we do here on this channel.
Today's video is brought to you by our friends over at Vevor. They've sent me some products in the past, and I've been very pleased with them. One of my favorites is this shop stool here. It's really solid, and I know for a fact that a couple of my subscribers bought one of these after they saw it on my channel, and they're not disappointed. This is a real good product. You know, I think their stuff is better than Harbor Freight, and a whole lot better than that whatever it is, that Timu, Tofu. I don't ever order from that one. But today we're going to be doing a review right out of the box. I haven't even opened it yet. You're going to see it at the same time I do. We're going to be looking at one of their belt sanders. It's something that I've been interested in getting from my shop for quite some time now. And let's see what we come with here. See how big a job it is going to be to set this up. Wow, we got a variable speed control here. That's kind of nice. Alright, I'm going to have to read some instructions and then get back to you. But a lot of moving parts here, so let me look into how this thing goes together. But from what I see so far, it looks like pretty good quality. I've never been disappointed in any of their stuff. Vevor does a pretty good job. Okay, the very first adjustment that we see is that it can be set up horizontal or on the vertical, and for this one we're going to set it on the vertical. Just a couple of Allen screws to tighten up, and that takes care of that. This looks like the guard, and that looks like where it goes, and these look like the screw and the washers. So I think we got that figured out. And you clamp it down with the handle. So that makes sense. This has got this bar, slide bar has a slot in it. And so this is where you insert the wheel or this assembly. The screw that goes in at the end of it, and then it locks down, double locks down with the bar. Okay. There. Here's where you can see it. This bar slides out. And this is the work pin, as they call it. Tighten these screws down. Tighten all the handles down. This handle here is not in a real good position. I feel like it hits this bar before it's completely tight. So that's just an Allen screw. I'm going to take that out and move it over a notch so I can go ahead and tighten that down really well. It's got a spring on it. So let's move it over a couple notches. Tighten that screw back down and this little handle. And there. Now that locks down a lot tighter. I like that better. Okay. Next, we're going to slide a belt on. I guess it comes with 3 belts. In the picture of this, I thought it was a little bit bigger. I thought this belt would be a little bit bigger, but it's okay for what I'm going to be doing with it. There we go. All right. Slide that out a little bit. Tighten this handle, but we'll see what I'm doing over here. this slide bar comes out a little bit, so that puts your, I tightened your belt, and then release the tension handle. This is the tension handle. So you adjust this out, put on the belt, and then this is the, it's like a tensioner on an engine, serpentine belt. So that looks like that's all set. What else we got? Put the belt on, adjust the position of the workbench and guard so that it does not touch the sand belt. Okay, I think we're clear everywhere. This little guard does not touch the belt. The workbench, workbench is a little tight. We need to loosen that up. That was touching the belt. We don't want that. Okay, there's the tensioner pulley on the belt. The guard's clear. The guard's not touching. Start. Now, adjust this to the center. Adjusting this little wheel right here. It's going to center up the belt on the pulleys. There we go. And then we have variable speed. So it says to always slow it down to low RPM before you turn it off. And then there's the power. That'll work. So we turn our speed down, hit the stop button, kill the power. Okay, there you have it. Belt grinder sander from Vevor. And I'm going to put a link in the description that'll get you 5% off the price. If you put that code in, yeah, you'll get it for 5% off. Thanks, Vevor. Thanks for sponsoring this video. All right, let's get into it. All right, fellers and fellerettes, there's one more thing that I want to do with this rig. Is something I've been thinking about for quite some time, and I just had other issues that were far greater than this one. I needed to address. This was pretty. This thing just wasn't running right, and that distributor being bad was a major deal, and that took priority over everything else. But now we're kind of working down through the details and getting a little lower priority, getting to some lower priority stuff. Now there's one more thing that I want to do before I kick this thing out for the winter. I'm gonna have to just kick it out of here and park it because it's raining out. I can't drive it. Yeah, cold, nasty. You know, you've seen me struggle to get this thing into the shop. I put some tires here between the bumper and the bucket on my tractor so it wouldn't smash out my taillights, and that's fine, you know, but there's a much cleaner way to do that, and I know that, and I've thought about it in the past, and a couple of people suggested it, about putting a hitch back here so I could put a ball there and put a solid metal piece between here and the tractor bucket so that it, you know, wouldn't smash out my lights and stuff. But that's real ugly. I don't want a big ugly hitch hanging off the back of this thing. That's just my preference. So let's see if we can't do something else. My old mind's a working. Old Waylon's gears are turning.
This is it. This is it. We will have no more. That's it. They are endangering the lives of all of us. And if you're that important, don't leave. Don't leave wherever it is you're so important for that everyone's going to call you. I mean, these people that are on their cell phones all the time. Did they previously spend their lives driving around looking for payphones? I mean, is that how their lives are consumed?
No! When they got to wherever they were going, they pressed a little button and they got all their messages. Now they've suddenly become so important?
Yeah.
Come on!
You're not that important.
You're not that important, trust me. I'm calm.
Well, I gotta show you this. Whoever put this on there did not intend for it to come off. I'll tell you that. I don't know who welded this on, but it wasn't coming off. Man, oh man. Whole bunch of welding on there. Yeah. Well, now it's got to come off. Huh. How about that? Well. I can't believe it, but nowhere on this whole ranch can I find a piece of square tubing the right size. So I'm gonna make some. Just gonna make me some. That's what I'm gonna do. Fabricate some square tubing. We can do it. We can do it. Be more fun anyway. Love fabricating. Fabricating, yeah. There's people talking about me. I had some people talking about me throwing sparks all over that gas can that was sitting here on my welding table. And some people just have no sense of adventure, you know. It was an empty gas can, which is even worse. More apt to blow up than a full one, probably. No sense of adventure. Come on, guys. Live a little. You need to live right there on the edge. Well, I think I'll weld this plate on there. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Put a little bit of a welding wire tack on there and try not to burn up my wires, my taillight wires. That'd be good. That'd be good. You know how I am sometimes. Throw a tack on there and see if that's going to be in the right place. Okay, I want that right there. I'll put a little plate on the side of that. Tack that in. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Well, that's about the maximum for this little plasma cutter. Not about, it is the maximum. But I think if I go real slow, I might be able to cut that off. We'll see. We will see. Not a problem. Not a problem. Well, I think that's burnt in pretty good for what we're going to be doing with it. Probably all right. Before I weld it up solid, I'm going to make sure my receiver is going to work out. Okay, I gotta bring that out a little bit, but going in tomorrow and I'll pick up a shorter pin, but that's gonna work out. It's poking through the hole on the other side. It's just a little bit tight, so I've got to waller that hole out a little bit now. But that gives me a ball hitch, and yeah, I can take it off so I don't have to drive it around being all ugly and everything. Yeah, it's gonna work. Got some welding to do, and I don't want no sparks going down my neck. Nope. All right, gonna do it. Make sure I got everything. Yep, inside, outside, down both rails. Well, now, see, I got a receiver in there. You don't even have to look at it. Don't even have to see it. I like that. I just didn't like the idea of having a big old trailer hitch hanging off the back of it. Oh, boy, this thing's dirty. Got to get it cleaned up, but it ain't gonna matter much. It's gonna get dirty over the winter, and I ain't gonna be able to drive it. Look at this weather. Can't drive in weather like this. Well, my cutouts are working really well now. They're closing up nice and tight. Don't hear much of anything up front. Yeah, pretty quiet up here. Then the one little addition that I made. That's kind of handy when you're out here tuning on the carburetors and stuff. You can't get to that starter to put the remote starter on. So the remote button. So I put the button on the dash. Alright, just a couple more things checked off the list. I got my little brace put on the starter. It was a chore, you know, I had to pull this header to do it, but no big deal. And while I had access to the back of the starter solenoid, I wired in a remote starter switch, starter button right there. And that works out real good because you just absolutely cannot get the remote starter hooked up. You can't reach those posts on the solenoid with those headers on there. So we got that done. Got a new exhaust gasket on, no more leaks. It seals up real tight. Sounds real good when I throw that exhaust to the rear. And I got myself a hitch, built myself a hitch that you don't even see. And that's good. Oh, that sun's trying to break through. I sure would like to take this thing for a ride. It's kind of chilly out. Anyway, here we go. Got this thing all hooked up. Now we're gonna solid bar, about 3-foot bar to the bucket, make it so it bolts onto the bucket of my tractor. So that end will be stationary, and then this end will be able to pivot. So I would not pull this thing down the freeway at 80 miles an hour with this hitch, but just for easing it around here in the yard and kind of gently nudging it into the shop, I think that's going to work just fine. And now that I've gone to all the trouble to do that, hopefully I won't ever need it. There we go. Alright, boys and girls, thanks for tuning in for another episode. I sure enjoy having you hang out here in the shop with me. In an upcoming episode, we're going to spruce this old boy up a little bit and, well, see if we can find him a new home. It's going to be bittersweet, but that's the way it goes. Hey, we'll see you soon right back here on Welding Wires Old Iron. I sure do appreciate you.